There is a new play by one of our city's brightest lights. It's called Kuroko, and it explores inner spaces, virtual reality, and the need to connect in real life. It runs at the Cultch from November 6th to 17th, and Tetsuro Shigemats is here with us now to tell us all about it. He's a former CBC host and a comedy writer, and now playwright. Tetsuro, so good to see you.
Good to see you, Gloria.
So tell me about the plot.
Well, Gloria, I want you to think back to when you were a teenager. I don't know how rebellious you were. Were you a problem child for your parents?
My mother probably would have said so.
Okay.
But I thought I was just, ambitious, wanted to get out there and do things. Sure.
Now, I wonder, was there ever a time where you stormed into your bedroom and slammed the door?
Sure. Oh.
Okay, imagine doing that, but being so distraught that you never come out. Not for a week, not for a month, not for years. That's what Kuroko is about. In fact, there's a whole population in Japan called hikikomori, young people who retreat into their bedrooms and they never come out. Their parents enable them by leaving trays of food outside their door. So Kuroko is about this young woman named Maya, and she's been in her room for 5 years, and it's about her attempt to get out into the world, but she's already trapped in another world, that of course being of virtual reality.
Okay, well, virtual reality, let's bring that into it, because you do like to use technology in your works as well. How does that fit in?
Well, as you mentioned, I'm kind of famous for using technology in a poetic way, but for Kuroko, we're exploring the themes of technology, the alienation of technologically mediated communication and all that rich stuff, but with our director, Ami Gladstone, co-creator of Onyegan, one of the greatest plays ever to come out of Vancouver, we're just taking a decidedly low-tech approach. So there is no greater computer than the human mind, of course. So rather than trying to simulate virtual reality, which will always come up wanting, we're allowing the audience's imagination to understand what it's like to transfer immediately into other worlds and letting the audience's imagination create these vistas. Okay,
well, was there something in your own life that sort of inspired such a plot line?
Yeah, when I was on radio and in this building, Gloria, maybe you remember I used to wear glasses, but I since then have gotten laser eye surgery. And during that time, I understood that I would have to be in complete darkness. I did my preparation and my research for several days. And the experience of being on painkillers in a completely dark room, blindfolded, with my iPhone loaded with hours and hours and hours of worth of audiobooks, that gave me a glimpse of a kind of future that maybe we're all heading towards. Because while my body was atrophying, lying in bed in complete darkness, my mind, my imagination was exploring all these different worlds. And I thought, maybe this is what we'll all experience. But of course, Japan, being Japan, and being a little bit more in the future, I thought I'd set that story there.
I see. So what does the audience get out of this? I mean, in terms of their experience, are they brought into her world?
For me, I think what the audience will be able to take out of this is the antithesis of all of us spending all this time looking at our screens and not at each other. Theater, the act of being in the room together, for me, is the orchid in the land of technology.
Oh, beautiful. There's
so
the poet.
I think,
the poet's coming
well, I'm
out
quoting
of
Walter Benjamin,
okay.
But paraphrasing him. And so I think the experience of, which is so increasingly rare, like right now you and I are looking at each other, but hundreds of people coming together, sitting in the room and participating in this timeless ritual of theater about a glimpse of a cautionary tale about the future, but really about the present. I'm hoping that as people leave the theater, they'll look at each other and remember, maybe, just even for a moment, to wake up from this slumber that we're in that's been induced by all this wonderful technology that we have around us.
And what about your actress, Kuroko? Does she wake up?
Well,
do we have to come to the play?
Well, yeah, you have to come to the play to find out, but she wakes up in a really interesting way because she makes a connection with a mysterious stranger online, and she doesn't know who this person is, but the question is, was this person, in fact, hired by her father? Because rental family agencies, that's a new thing in Japan, whereby if you think there's someone missing in your life, let's say you're a single parent trying to get your kid into a private school, you can rent
a child?
Rent a child, rent a husband, rent a groom. So Kuroko also explains this wild thing, which is only beginning to happen here in North America.
Well, what's this experience been like for you? You're normally on stage.
Yeah, it's funny. Someone reminded me, oh, we're just opening the show and, not long from now, November 7th. And I thought to myself, gee, whenever someone used to tell me that in the past about my solo works, I'd actually panic because I think, I haven't memorized my lines. But at this point, as the playwright, I've done my part, and now I get to watch all these wonderful actors, this incredible director, bring it to a whole different level. So believe it or not, I'm not nervous, but I'm just as excited as everyone else to see how Kuroko will turn out.
I have so loved watching your evolution. You talked about the glasses. This is you post glasses and the mustache.
Yes.
The mustache is a piece of art, Tetsuro. It's wonderful.
Yes, in the spirit of my father, he used to say, excuse me, are you my son or are you Salvador Dali? A very bad man, not a good artist, very, very indulgent. So my father wouldn't approve, but I'm glad you do.
Have a great run with the play. Thank you.
Thanks, Gloria.